rumors.
Yeah, hype.
Yeah, all the hype.
Yeah.
But there are some pretty contrasting viewpoints out there
Oh, yeah.
about his actual impact. You know, like, what's his legacy going to be?
Yeah, what will his legacy be?
Some critics argue that when you really peel back the layers,
Yeah.
his companies are more about, like, incremental improvements rather than truly groundbreaking innovations.
Yeah, it's easy to get swept up
It is, right?
in the hype, especially with someone as charismatic
Oh, he's good.
and media savvy as Musk.
He knows how to play the game.
Yeah, so are his companies really changing the world in a fundamental way?
Yeah, that's the question.
Or is it more about repackaging existing ideas with a futuristic spin?
That's the debate, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, you have economist Tyler Cowen,
Okay.
who argues that the tech industry has hit this kind of technological plateau.
A plateau.
Yeah, like when they're not seeing those transformative breakthroughs
The same way we did before.
like we saw in the past. So
Like we've kind of hit a wall.
maybe the low-hanging fruit has been picked.
So is Musk just a master of
Presentation?
presentation?
Yeah, making old ideas seem revolutionary.
Yeah, is that it?
But, not necessarily.
Okay.
Plenty of people disagree with that assessment, like
Yeah.
Larry Page,
Oh, wow.
co-founder of Google.
Okay.
He sees Musk as a rare breed,
Interesting.
someone who can drive significant advancements because he's not afraid to take big risks and think outside the box.
He's not afraid to break a few eggs.
You can't make an omelet.
To make an omelet, yeah.
Exactly.
You've got to break some eggs.
And it's not just like the tech elite who are impressed.
Oh, yeah.
Even Vaclav Smil,
Okay.
who's an expert on energy and manufacturing,
Okay.
initially expressed skepticism about Tesla's potential,
Yeah.
but later admitted that the company has made some pretty impressive achievements.
So it's hard to write Musk off
It is, right?
as just all hype.
As just smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. So
It's hard to say.
maybe he's onto something.
Maybe he is.
But the question remains, can his companies actually deliver on their promises
That's the million-dollar question.
of a sustainable future?
Right. Can they really scale
Yeah.
to meet these challenges that we're facing?
Yeah. Can they actually make a dent?
I mean, that's what we all want to know, right?
Yeah.
And here's a fascinating tidbit from the book.
Okay.
Despite all of his ventures, Musk still holds a special place in his heart for PayPal.
Really?
Yeah. He's even hinted at potentially reacquiring the company one day.
Wow. That's kind of surprising.
Yeah, wouldn't you think?
Considering how that chapter of his life ended?
Considering how it ended?
Yeah, you'd think he'd want to move on, forget about being ousted as CEO.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Yeah.
But, it might also reveal something deeper about Musk, don't you think?
Okay, what do you mean?
Well, he's drawn to businesses that can scale really rapidly
Yeah.
and disrupt entire industries.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, PayPal was like a precursor to what he's trying to achieve with Tesla and SpaceX.
Oh, interesting.
Like, he took a relatively simple concept,
Yeah.
online payments,
Right.
and turned it into this global phenomena.
So he's all about challenging the status quo
Absolutely.
and creating something new and impactful.
Yeah, he's not afraid to shake things up.
No.
And the book really emphasizes how deeply Musk understands the mechanics of what made PayPal so successful.
So he's not just a big picture.
Visionary.
He's in the weeds, too.
He gets into the details.
He's obsessed with minimizing transaction costs and making it really easy for people to use.
Oh, interesting.
Keep their money within the system.
Yeah.
So he's detail-oriented,
Very much so.
especially when it comes to like the nuts and bolts of a successful business.
So he's got that vision, but he also knows how to execute.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to roll up his sleeves and get his hands dirty.
Yeah, and that obsession with detail
Yeah.
is evident in all of his companies, right?
Oh, yeah. He's constantly pushing his teams
Yeah.
to innovate, to find new ways to improve efficiency,
Cut costs.
cut costs. He's obsessed with optimization
Yeah, squeezing every last bit of performance
out of every system.
out of every system. Yeah.
But that relentless drive for efficiency,
It has
it has a dark side too.
it's a double-edged sword.
It can lead to burnout, conflict with employees.
Yeah, questionable ethical decisions. There's no question his management style can be incredibly abrasive and demanding.
It can be brutal.
He sets these insanely high standards.
Yeah.
Expects everyone to keep up no matter the cost.
Yeah, it's a high-pressure environment.
Definitely.
Not everyone thrives in that.
You gotta be tough
You gotta be tough.
to survive in that world.
The biography definitely doesn't shy away from the less flattering aspects of his personality.
It doesn't pull any punches.
He can be ruthless, manipulative, even vindictive.
Especially
When he feels threatened or betrayed.
when he feels like he's been wronged.
Yeah, remember the incident with John O'Reilly?
Oh, yeah, with the lawsuit?
After winning the lawsuit, he went after him
Really?
aggressively for legal fees.
Wow.
Even threatened to seize O'Reilly's assets.
That's harsh.
It's pretty brutal.
It sounds like he takes things very personally.
He does, yeah.
And he's not afraid to use his wealth and power to crush his opponents.
Yeah.
So that's a side of him that's hard to ignore.
Yeah, it's hard to ignore, and it's worth noting
Yeah.
that there are still some unanswered questions
Oh, yeah.
about Musk's past,
Like what?
particularly regarding his academic record
Oh, yeah.
and the founding of Zip2.
Right.
Those allegations that he exaggerated his credentials to get into Stanford
Yeah.
and stole the idea for Zip2 from John O'Reilly,
Right. That's a big one.
while he's vehemently denied those accusations
Right.
and successfully defended himself in court.
Of course.
Some critics still believe
Oh, yeah.
there's more to the story.
They see it as evidence of a pattern of behavior,
A pattern of behavior.
of unethical behavior.
It's a reminder that even the most successful individuals
Yeah.
can have a complicated past.
Absolutely.
And that there are often multiple sides.
To every story.
Every story, yeah.
So this brings up an interesting question for you, listener.
Yeah.
How much do these controversies matter when you're evaluating Musk's overall impact?
That's a good question.
Do his personal flaws overshadow his achievements?
Yeah.
Can we separate the art from the artist, so to speak?
Yeah. That's a tough one.
It is, right?
It's easy to admire his accomplishments,
Yeah.
but it's also hard to ignore those ethical gray areas.
Right.
It's a question that each of us has to wrestle with individually.
It's a good one to think about.
It is.
It reminds us that even the most brilliant minds are still human,
Yeah.
with all the
Against
complexities
contradictions.
that come with that.
Exactly.
So as we continue our deep dive into Musk's world,
Yeah.
it's important to keep both the positive
And the negative.
and the negative in mind.
He's a fascinating case study, wouldn't you say?
He is
In the power of ambition.
the allure of innovation
And the challenges.
and the challenges of leadership
On such a grand scale.
on such a grand scale. Yeah.
So we want to hear from you, listener.
What do you think?
What has stood out to you the most about Elon Musk?
Is he a hero? Is he a villain?
Is he somewhere in between?
I'm so curious. What I find fascinating is there's no easy answer.
There's no easy answer.
He defies categorization.
Totally.
He's a force of nature,
Yeah.
a disruptor,
Yeah.
and a symbol of both the promise and the peril
Yeah.
of technological progress.
It makes you think.
It does, doesn't it?
And that's what makes this deep dive so compelling, right?
Absolutely.
It's not just learning about a successful entrepreneur.
Right.
We're grappling with the implications of his work for the future of humanity.
That's a conversation worth having,
Absolutely.
even if it gets a little uncomfortable at times.
Even if it gets a little uncomfortable.
So there's still much to uncover
Yeah.
as we continue exploring Elon Musk's world in the final part of our deep dive.
Stay tuned.
It's going to be just as thought-provoking.
As what we've discussed so far, one thing that keeps coming up in this book is how Musk isn't just content with disrupting industries.
Yeah.
He wants to reinvent them completely.
He wants to change the game entirely.
Yeah. Take Tesla's approach to car sales.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No dealerships.
Yeah.
No haggling. No
Right.
pushy salespeople.
It's completely
But a
different
total departure.
from how we're used to buying cars.
Yeah, he's turning the traditional car buying experience on its head.
Completely on its head.
And it's not just about convenience for the consumer.
No.
Think about it.
Yeah.
The traditional auto industry
Yeah.
makes a huge chunk of its profit
Yeah.
from servicing cars.
Servicing, exactly.
They've built a system where you're almost expected to be in their service centers multiple times a year.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like a subscription service
It is.
for your car,
Whether you need it or not.
whether you need it or not.
Yeah.
And Musk wants to disrupt that too.
He wants to change that.
He's even said that his ultimate goal is for Tesla owners to never have to bring their cars in for service.
Really?
That's the goal.
Wow.
That's a bold vision.
That is bold.
And it goes directly against the interests of that powerful dealership network.
Oh, absolutely. It's a threat to their livelihood. No wonder they fought so hard to prevent Tesla from selling directly to consumers.
I mean, they see it as an existential threat
They do.
to their entire business model.
But Musk is betting that consumers will embrace this simpler, more transparent approach
Yeah.
to car ownership.
He's thinking long-term.
He's banking on people valuing the tech,
The experience.
the experience,
Yeah.
over that traditional hand-holding
Right, all the upselling.
that dealerships are known for.
Yeah.
And so far, that bet seems to be paying off.
I mean, Tesla's killing it.
They've built a loyal customer base.
Oh, absolutely. Very loyal.
Yeah, who really appreciate the innovative tech,
Yeah.
the designs,
Sleek designs.
and that commitment to sustainability.
It's like they've created this cult following.
Almost like what Apple has done
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
with its products.
It's very similar.
Yeah.
People are drawn to the brand
Yeah.
as much as they are to the products themselves.
And both companies exert such tight control over the entire customer experience.
The whole thing.
From the initial design,
Manufacturing.
to sales, software updates, they're creating an ecosystem,
Yeah, not just a product.
not just a product. And that's what really sets Tesla apart from these traditional car companies.
Yeah, they're not just selling cars.
They're selling the vision of the future.
Yeah.
And people are buying into it.
So Tesla is disrupting the auto industry.
SpaceX is revolutionizing space travel.
The Hyperloop is poised to transform transportation.
What's next?
What's next for Elon Musk?
Does this guy ever sleep?
Doesn't seem like it.
His latest obsession, the one that really captures the imagination,
Okay.
colonizing Mars.
Mars.
He's actually talking about building a self-sustaining city on Mars,
Wow.
like a backup plan for humanity,
A backup plan.
in case something catastrophic happens here on Earth.
It sounds like science fiction.
It does, right?
He's serious.
Dead serious.
Wow.
He really believes that becoming a multiplanetary species is essential for the long-term survival of humanity. He's thinking long-term.
Like a life insurance policy for our species.
Wow, but how realistic is that goal?
Yeah.
We're talking about transporting thousands of people
Millions of miles.
across millions of miles of space
Creating a habitable environment.
on a completely alien planet.
It's mind-boggling.
Establishing a self-sufficient colony, it seems almost impossible.
It's an audacious undertaking, to say the least.
Yeah.
Even Musk admits that, like, terraforming Mars,
Making it Earth-like.
making it Earth-like would take centuries, if not millennia.
So it's more about establishing a foothold.
A starting point
Yeah.
for future generations to build on.
Yeah, a beacon of hope.
A beacon of hope.
In the vastness of space.
Exactly.
It's incredible.
And that's what's so captivating about Musk.
Yeah.
He's not just thinking about today's problems.
No.
He's thinking about the challenges that humanity will face decades, even centuries from now.
He's playing the long game,
A long game.
thinking on a time scale that most of us can't even fathom.
So it all leads to this final provocative thought for you, listener.
Okay.
Is Elon Musk ultimately a force for good?
That's the question.
Or is his ambition blinding him to potential consequences?
It's a tough one.
It is.
He's accomplished some incredible things,
No doubt.
but there's also this sense that he operates with a level of hubris
Yeah.
that can be unsettling.
A little bit.
Yeah, like he's convinced that he knows what's best for humanity,
Yeah.
even if it means bending the rules or pushing ethical
It's
boundaries.
a slippery slope.
It is a slippery slope.
He's such a complex and contradictory figure.
He is.
He embodies both the potential and the pitfalls of unbridled ambition,
Yeah.
of pushing the limits of what's possible.
Without always considering the full implications.
Yeah, he reminds us that progress isn't always straightforward.
Yeah.
And that innovation often comes with a price.
Well, we've explored his childhood, his triumphs, his
This personal struggle.
personal struggles, his audacious visions for the future.
It's been quite a journey,
It's been a fascinating journey, to say the least.
to say the least.
Hopefully this deep dive has given you a more nuanced understanding of the man behind the headlines.
The driving force behind some of the most ambitious technological ventures of our time.
Absolutely. He's someone who makes you think.
He does.
And that's what makes him so fascinating.
So compelling.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Elon Musk.
We hope you'll continue to explore his impact on our world.
And ponder the questions he raises.
Because the story of Elon Musk
Is far from over.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Until next time.